And we're back with part two, focusing on the NFC in the NFL. How's your break, Connor?
My break was good, Dan. Took a big poop.
Oh, wow.
Got another beer. We're settled in for another 45 hour something, however long this takes.
Pretty long. It's just like the Jacksonville QB situation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Who's the Uncle Rico looking guy? What's his name?
Gardner Minshew. He's
Yeah,
not even on their team anymore.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the team
No,
anymore.
he's the backup.
Is he still?
But they're saying it's still a QB competition. And what he said was he hasn't taken a shit in weeks because number two wasn't an option for him.
I completely missed that. That's fantastic. I thought they'd gotten rid of him, but I mean his picture with nothing but a jock strap, like the old time jock strap, and he has like the headband on in his stash, just looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he's
The
a good
guy that
guy.
you'd run through a wall for.
Yeah, he's it's good. He's in the league. He'll end up somewhere, if not guiding a very good quarterback. So that'd be good. So NFC, we just finished the AFC. If you haven't listened to that, make sure you head there first for some good AFC action. Also, CFL news. I said Michael O'Reilly is not playing, but he is. Just in case that matters for you today.
I also, I'll, we're recording this right now, and it'll be up after Michael Riley starts. So you cannot put him into your lineup as you're listening to this, but hopefully you got the update that he is playing. So throw him in there. Throw Lucky Whitehead in there, and go Lions.
Yeah, it makes me doubt my Calgary defense pick a lot, but we'll
Yeah.
see. NFC.
Also, sorry if we're touching, we're doubling back here on things that we've said last episode. I was going to look up the over under for wins for the Houston Texans. They're actually not on Bet365, which is the platform that I use. They are taken off of the futures bets for their under over wins. I said that wrong. Over under, probably because of the Watson situation.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's like you think they should just put a number and try and fool people, but they must know like I don't
They're
know.
they're probably on as much as the NFL is, but I mean, like they're gonna win money either way, Bet365. So you might as well just throw something out there. Like throw it out at like I said 6.5, right? You said immediately under. What if
Oh yeah,
Watson plays? Depends. He ends up playing.
they were still under.
Ooh,
I think I was muted.
hot
Yes.
take there, man.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's all we can do. So we're on to the NFC now. You want to stick to where we had started the kind of same thing? Start with the East.
Sure. I start with the NFC East, the best
The
division
NFC
in
least
football.
fucking terrible division.
Yes, they are.
Oh my god, absolute awful. If you're a fan of any of these teams, you can kick some rocks.
All right.
Talking to you, Jeff.
Who's your first?
If are they even number one? Can they be considered number one?
I don't know. I think it's
Or is it like a 2A, 2B kind of thing just because of that how shit the division is?
you got to get your guesses in. It's going to be a close division.
Okay, I'm actually I'll lay off the East a little bit because I am actually a fan of the Washington football team. I have them listed number
Yeah,
one.
me too. Washington
Oh,
no names.
yeah. I think that the Washington football team, their defense is outstanding. I think Chase Young going to be an absolute anchor on that line, but also Montez Sweat. They have a lot of options. They brought in Fitzmagic. I think that's going to be
Big
big.
upgrade.
Him and Scary Terry. They still got Heineke. Remember him in the playoffs? He put up like 300, ran for. They still got him behind Fitzmagic. If maybe he could be the future. Who knows? But they got some weapons. Um, Absolute big fan of Antonio Gibson. I think that he can be a great play in fantasy.
Yep.
And I just think that Fitzpatrick's going to make plays. He's going to find a way to win a game, and that defense is going to hold up. I think that out of all those teams, I think the Washington football team is probably going to come out on top.
Yeah, so Scary Terry, of course, very good player with a better quarterback now, so that's scary. They also signed Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, yep.
He's a big play
So yeah,
guy.
so
Like
just another better receiver. Like they only got better. And you already mentioned all the very good players.
And they have Brandon Scherf last year. Was that a big acquisition last year? I think. I'm reading their depth chart now. I'm just thinking, did they just get him, or did they have him last? I think they had him last
Might have, but yes,
year.
he is a very good anchor
Great guard.
on that guard there.
Sure. Allen can still play, obviously. Landon
Logan
Collins can
Thomas.
still play. Sure. Tight end, great tight end. Absolutely. Tamarick Hemingway also backing up. That's a great football name. Like that. Shout out JD McKissick as well. Great pass catcher out of the backfield. Backing up Antonio
Yes,
Gibson.
was a pain in my butt last year because I had all the Gibson stocks. But yeah,
Sure. Are you gonna have Gibson
no,
stocks
he's
this
a little
year, Dan?
high. So let's just see where I am on the draft board. That's gonna really depend on who you get, right?
Sure.
But yeah, so my number two.
Yep.
My number two could easily be number one, but I did not like Ezekiel Elliott last year. Is the Dallas Cowboys?
Excellent, Dan. I actually do have them number 2
Yeah,
as well.
so Dak's back. That was it probably would have finished
Gruesome.
first if he was still there.
Yep.
But Dak is back. They
Could potentially pass for 5,000 yards.
yeah, really could run for 1,000. Like you never know if his life's okay. We'll see. But
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I guess on Hard Knocks they kept showing it. I wasn't unable to watch the first episode. I caught bits and pieces of it, but I apparently they just kept showing it over and over again, like the whole thing. Like, I mean, obviously it's a big focal point of the team, and he is the quarterback. But I mean, do you really gotta do the guy like that?
yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, him, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb.
so
I
Michael
mean,
Gallup.
they still got.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Michael Gallup. I mean, their offense is it's just, they're not short of talent.
And
That's for
used to
sure.
have the best offensive line. Still really good. They still have Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, La'el Collins.
Travis Frederick's already
Yeah.
gone. He retired a little early, but they do still have guys that can keep Dak upright and make some plays. Just is the question: the defense will it hold up?
Yeah,
For real life purposes, I mean, it's bad, but for fantasy purposes, Dak got so many yards and garbage time and touchdowns in garbage time. Like, it doesn't matter points for your fantasy team. I mean, you can probably draft Dak a little bit later, just a touch later, and he'll put up the points for you. I have no qualms about taking Dak as your quarterback.
very
for
good
sure.
option at quarterback, but also very good second running back. It could be a 1B. You never know. Tony Pollard. I think it was a Thanksgiving game where he just went off for me. He was great.
Big
Him and
handcuff.
Antonio.
Zeke's lost a lot of weight. I actually saw one of the things. He looked like he was a little lean and mean, and you know how he can run when he gets going.
Yeah, well, he sucked last year, so he probably
Hey,
woke up.
let's not. We'll call spade a spade. Yeah, Zeke was not very good.
Still really good kicker. Greg Zerling, Greg the Leg, back of the St. Louis Rams, really good player.
Shout out St. Louis.
St. Louis. But yeah, Van Der Esch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and okay, so kind
Micah
of
Parsons.
potential defensive rookie of the year. Thank you, Micah Parsons, defensive rookie of the year. One of the clips I saw was the defensive coordinator had called down. He was on the phone, and Micah Parsons is like, "Oh, like it's like I should have done this," and the guy's like, "Oh, what about this?" And then he was like communicating back and forth. What's on the ball, like what he did do right, didn't do right, and then he's like, "Okay, pack it up, you're done." To Parsons. Parsons like, "Man, no, I'm just getting going. Like, can I get back out there, kind of thing? Like, you get a taste of the NFL. You kind of want to go play." And he's like, "No, you're done for the night. You got one series. That's it. Sit your ass down, kind of thing. Don't get injured." So just the fact that he wants to be out there, and he looked like he was buzzing. So I think he could definitely be a defensive player or defensive rookie of the year.
And of course, probably their leader on defense, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Oh God, so good.
Yes. But that's about the team. I think that's it.
I mean, Jalen Smith, got to give a little shout out to him. Randy Gregory, I never know. Hey, Randy Gregory, you're all right. A fine player.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about a little sleeper here for fantasy real quick.
Hit me up, Dan.
So he's already climbed way up the boards because everyone else has realized it too. But all the leagues I've been in, I grabbed CeeDee Lamb very often. And now he's already up there, I think, past Amari Cooper. So
Oh,
he's not a
really?
sleeper anymore.
He's past Amari.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, okay, did you see well, I mean, everyone saw it. The one catch where he's just like run this way, then run this way, then catching it this way was absolutely bonkers. I think the guy's got oodles of talent, and it's just another another guy for Prescott to throw the ball to. I mean, you got if you really want to, you throw out 5 wide. Like Blake Jarwin can get some targets too. Don't sleep on him, especially with Prescott throwing
yeah.
potentially for 5,000 yards. I mean, that he was a name last year that was a sleeper kind of thing. Like, hey, don't forget about this dude. I think maybe
Dalton
you're even.
Schultz is too close for that to
You think
matter.
you think so?
Yeah, he did really well when Jarwin was out.
Okay, so fuck me up the ass and draft Dalton Schultz instead.
I say neither.
No, hey, you're gonna.
There could be just one, so just wait and see. He'll be on the free agent line
Okay.
for even a 12-team league. So just wait and see.
Wait and see, says Dan the Beef.
All right, who's your third?
Third in the NFC East. I mean, you can throw it a toss up. It's a 50. It's you can flip the cushion on this one. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I prefer. I'm actually. You know what? I'm almost contradicting myself because of the AFC North thing with the Steelers. But I do think the Giants have a better D than the Eagles, and that's what's going to get it done. I do think they're obviously better in running back with Saquon Barkley, though I do love me some Jalen Hurts. I think Danny Dimes might be able to take a step. I'm not. I would love to give him another year or two, but it's in that gray area where it's either he's got to get something done or he's not the guy. But they brought in Kenny Galladay.
Already hurt.
Yeah, he went off with some lower body injury.
Yeah, still have Evan Ingram, who's still supposed to be the next breakout.
I mean, good tight end, serviceable tight end. And then Saquon, obviously, just a monster. Just got to stay healthy, really.
Monster, we'll see. Even when he did play last year, because I had him.
But how many games did he play last year?
Maybe 2, but the O-line was just so god awful. We were just getting molested in the back. Oh yeah, like it was tough. So I don't know. People were so high on him this year. It's good that he fell to 9-10.
Is that where his ADP is?
Yeah, but
I'd scoop him 9-10, no
yeah,
problem.
I wouldn't be bad with that. Grab Kelsey on the turn. Either way,
Sure.
yeah. So he's very good. Worried about the injuries. Worried about his terrible team. But fortunately, hopefully Kenny Galladay is good. They still have Darius Slayton, still have Sterling Shepard.
Wide receivers, it's not so bad there.
Yeah, but
And Danny Dimes, you never know. And if you don't, you got fantastic backup Mike Glennon.
yeah,
Real solid player there. I mean, even behind Barkley, you do have Booker. That's the name, but Alfred Morris, sneaky name back there. Called Corey Clement. Maybe guys you hear a couple years ago, but
yeah, they saw Jabril Peppers, Cleveland Brown, great trade for OBJ.
I mean, their defense is great. James Bradbury was unbelievable. Blake Martinez will potentially lead the league in tackles. Reggie Ragland,
Leonard Williams.
Yeah, Danny Shelton's can ball. I mean, their defense is really, really good. I think it will get them most of their wins. But if Danny Dimes can make that next step, or at least a little bit of a step, and Saquon can stay healthy,
Saquon some space.
yeah, I think that the Giants. I mean, they almost won the division last. Now, I mean, the division was pretty god awful, but I mean, they did almost win the division, and they made some strides. So you kind of want to take that momentum into this year. We'll find out if that actually happens. When other than Eli, like the New York teams have been. Yeah, I mean, I guess Sanchez and Rex made it to the AFC twice.
Yeah.
Defense.
Defense.
Market. Those teams would kind of maybe be more perennially up there.
Yeah, I think it also forces them to make stupid signings. I think that's the issue.
Sure.
But let's move on to the last team. I want to.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Philly Eagles.
I mean, you can put them third if you really want.
Yeah, I had them third.
Did you?
Yeah.
I do love me some Jalen Hurts. He balled out at the end of the year last year when they benched Carson Wentz. Guy can run. Still got Miles Sanders. They drafted Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. I think that's going to be. He's already hurt.
but he should play.
He's a hammy, right?
Jalen Rager, yeah. I think it was a MRI for his quad. I think he's
Okay.
going to miss the at least one preseason game.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Their third is Greg Ward or JJ
They
Arcega
drafted
Whiteside.
or DK
Oh,
Metcalf.
sweet God. That's brutal. But they also have Jordan Howard. They might just cut him. Boston Scott's probably going to be the backup.
Yeah, I'd say Boston Scott. Jordan Howard hasn't really done much, but he was in Miami before, right?
Kenneth Gainwell is a rookie. I don't know if they even drafted him. Was he a free agent? Either way, their defense is Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox.
Blackhawks in
They
your
still
face.
have Alex Singleton, who is projected first will linebacker.
Yeah, and Darius Slay still there. I mean, Slay can still kind of ball a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, he was great in Detroit.
yeah, one horse open sleigh. But once again, they are. Their defense has not impressed me at all. You're right.
It's tough. And flipping. You see, that's flipping the cushion. I had the Bengals for some reason over the Steelers. No, for some reason, no. I'm sticking to it. Steelers are fucking dog shit.
Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be close, and I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. I watched the games he played.
You're not sold
They
on him, eh?
lost.
You think his stock's gonna take a hurt?
I don't know. I think he's still getting drafted. But when he was playing against Heineke in Washington, they sucked, and then they benched him for some reason. Like they intentionally lost.
Oh,
That
Sudfeld
was
came
weird.
in.
And then
Well, that was
Zach
just
Sudfeld came
that
in.
was a tank.
So I don't know. Maybe he could have led them to a win. I think he was still fresh. It was still the RG3 situation, but maybe this is the year where people know what he does and stop him like that.
Now, do you think bringing in Sirianni is going to be beneficial to that team? I don't know exactly. It's going to be
Yeah.
it's iffy. I mean, like I don't know if you saw his like press conference. He had marbles in his mouth the whole time. And it looks like he can't even make a speech. He's no Dan Campbell, that's for sure. Just biting off kneecaps and shit. It's just kind of like, we're gonna play a game and we're gonna try to win and it's just like that doesn't instill. I'm gonna go fucking run through a brick wall for the Eagles. It doesn't make me get a hype for a game. That's maybe why I have the Eagles.
Yeah, you're right. Like you need a good leader. So that's good. So next, who do we want to go to?
So we just did the East. I think we're going to keep going.
I
The
forget
way
what
we went last.
direction we went.
We went to the West right after.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the
that.
second best division. Oh, I'm just kidding. But
This division,
man,
second
they're
best
okay.
division.
No, they're
Behind
really
you,
good.
Dan, behind you.
I was just joking with the AFC North.
This is the biggest
Yeah, they have
shit
four
show I've
big
ever
ones.
seen in my life. I cannot tell you who's gonna be first. I can't tell you who's gonna be last.
I'll tell you,
Oh, will you?
and I'll be wrong. So.
You tread carefully, Dano, because
Seahawks are not first. Seahawks are not first. I'll tell you who is first.
Tell me who's first.
San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. Dan, okay, so this all right. Lay it on me, Dan.
So
tell me why the Niners
last
are
year they had just terrible, shitty luck with their
Nick
defense.
Bosa, the other guy that's a beast. I can't. It's escaping me right now. Oh my God, help me out,
I
Dan.
don't know.
The
Something Tank.
beast.
Is it Tank?
Tank.
I think
He's
his
a
name's Tank. Yeah.
Tank. Yeah, it's Tank Williams.
But their offense as well.
Buckner was it DeForest?
DeForest. So Eric Armstead. Fred
Their
Warner.
injuries were right. Fred Warner was big.
Jaquiski Tart. Jimmy Ward. But like they have a really good defense. And they're actually a
Yeah,
really good sleeper for me this year in fantasy as well.
They also just signed. Oh my God, I'm having a hard time with the Niners because it's not my team. I hate them.
Trent Williams from Washington. That
I
one.
think it was a DB. They literally just signed like today or yesterday.
Jason Verrett.
No. Yeah, you continue why about the Niners. I'll look it up.
All right,
Dan.
so
So
like that's a big sign right there. Trent Williams, who was like holding out from Washington last year, but he's amazing, very good lineman for them. People hurt, but once again, they have the rotating door of running backs, so they're always very good and serviceable. But they also picked up Trey Sermon, who people are pretty high on, but he's still got to beat out Raheem Mostert. They still have Jermichael Hasty, and another guy who's on the IR, Jeffrey Wilson. But they also signed the person that led the Giants to almost the playoffs, who was Wayne Gallman. So they have the stable of running backs who they just use and abuse and vulture all the time. Crazy running back situation. But Jimmy Garoppolo's back, but they also have Trey Lance, who I think is going to be week, I'm going to say 11 and on.
That long.
Maybe. I don't know. It
That
depends how
long.
Garoppolo's doing, I guess.
Just heard reports where Kyle Shanahan had said Jimmy's playing the best football he's played since he became a Niner. Now,
Wow.
if that's still good football or bad football, I don't know what it is. But he just said that he's playing the best that he's seen. Now, I mean, you're sitting at 3, you got Trey Lance, supposed to be your future. Do you let him sit behind Jimmy, or
Yeah, no.
or I think, like, if I personally, and I'm not rooting for us because obviously Seahawk fan, I think you got a team and you got a chance to win now. I'd rather see what Trey can do.
Yeah. They
If,
are in a very tough division, too. Do they want to throw him to the dogs, or do they want him to work a
it's a
little in the
very
back?
fine line. How are you going to do that? Because you got you could ruin this dude if you throw him out like early on in the season, week 2, 3, maybe week 1. Who knows how he plays in preseason?
Yeah, but
But
once again, I want to say best points per game tight end in the league,
George
George
Kittle,
Kittle. I think he's just hurt too much. I want to
dude,
say the numbers.
heart-
He's still behind, or he's probably ahead of Kelsey.
I have the biggest hard on for George Kittle.
Yeah,
I drafted him in the last round 2 years ago in our league, 15th round or whatever, because I thought he was the next guy, and he was, and that was one of the things I was right on, one of my sleepers, and now I mean, the dude is just oozes football, man. He screams at other DBs and linemen as they're trying to tackle him. He's like, "Oh, why would I want you to hit me? I want to be the one that hits you." So he's fucking full tilt at this guy to scream. I he's a monster. I think you could draft him and be set as your tight end 1. Though the injuries you had mentioned, yeah, I
yeah,
think
but the top three are going pretty high. I think third,
really,
maybe fourth round.
really, I mean, it's okay.
It depends how the draft goes.
Yeah. I mean, 3rd, 4th round. I mean, yeah, you can't. You're really getting another like number 1 wide receiver almost. So if you want to swing that way, not a big deal. They still got Debo Samuel, big fan of. Brandon Ayuk, big
Yeah, I
fan
think
of.
he's a lot better than Debo.
I
Yeah,
think Debo had ball. He was hurt for a long time last year. I think 10 weeks or something. But
yeah,
I know Ayuk can ball out. Brought in, I think, Mohamed Sanu this year, right?
yes, they have him still.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, so they got a good team. The defense should be scary, and the Niners could go back to the Super Bowl without a doubt.
Who do you have as number one?
Interesting, Dan. I'm gonna let you know right now that the San Francisco 49ers are number 3 in my division. Number
It's gonna be
1,
tough.
it is gonna be tough. This is the most exciting division in the NFC. It's fantastic. Number 3 in mine. Number 1 for me, Dan, the LA Rams. Yeah, the LA Rams are number 1 in the NFC West in my division right now. Is that a surprise?
Well, I have them number three. So
Interesting.
yeah,
I love Matt Stafford. I absolutely thought his talents were wasted in Detroit. Him and Calvin Johnson both. Stafford can just ball the no look pass from last year, where he's like, I was better than Mahomes, where he's just like completely looking the other way, threads the needle. Perfect. I think it was T.J. Hawkinson caught that one. But bringing in Stafford instead of Goff, I think, gets you to that next level. They got Cooper Kupp can still ball. Robert Woods can still ball. The only thing, Cam Akers, that's a tough loss for the season's Achilles tear. But running backs, I feel you can probably sub in a little bit better than a guy like a quarterback or a wide receiver. And that D I mean, Aaron Donald still defensive player of the year almost every single year. Love McVay as a coach, even though I know you don't. And I think that the Rams, if things click, they can be a contender easily.
Yeah, so like no, McVay's really good, but I'm just saying he got exposed when the other teams knew what he was doing, and that's why they had a down year 2 years ago. But their receiver room scares me a little, where they just have Cup Woods. Their next guy is Deshaun Jackson. They have nothing else. Very injury prone.
Blasphemy on Deshaun
Very,
Jackson.
very injury prone. Like he might not even make a game before he gets hurt.
800 yards in 3 games, all just
That's
down
all
the
he
field.
needs, I guess. And then he's done. They lost a lot though. They lost
Gerald Everett.
Yeah, so Higbee
Poached.
is good. Poached by Seattle, yes.
Also, all their coaching staff poached by Seattle.
Yeah, so I think they are going to have a big step up too, and that's why I have Seattle second.
Interesting. Sorry, can we double back?
Yeah.
Rams still. You meant the wide receiver room. Van Jefferson, I think is sleeper a little bit. Not as in like pick him up fantasy wise, but I think like in real life. I remember watching him last year. Van Jefferson, I think, is another good wide receiver. Tyler Higbee, great tight end. I think their offensive line's pretty decent, and Jalen Ramsey, one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the game. Leonard Floyd there. I mean,
Yeah.
Johnny Hecker.
So they lost a good amount. Jacob Harris is also a really good sleeper tight end for LA. Very good, talented player they drafted, which is a little alarming for Tyler Higbee because they lost Everett. They still want to play those 2 tight ends, so don't assume he's getting all those tight end touches.
Right.
But yeah, so once again, I was going to say Jalen Ramsey, amazing. Obviously, Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd. But their linebacker core, the rest, Jordan Fuller, like that's the next best. I think they take a step back, but they're still amazing. Like, problem is this division's that good.
It is that good. I mean, like you can slot all 4 teams in any position, and I won't argue that much about it.
Yeah, so Seattle no longer questionable playing, no longer questionable play calling. So that's why I have them as second.
No more
No
questionable
more
play
passing the ball when you have Marshawn Lynch. Yeah.
They had a philosophical difference, and so see you later, Schottenheimer.
So now they got the Rams offense. So that's what I like. Who do you have second? Do you have Seattle second?
Seahawks second.
All right, let's
And
talk about them.
I don't know if that is that bias on my part. Probably. I mean, I know people that would probably slot them 4th in the division, to be honest. I mean, again, kudos to this division. But guy's never gotten one MVP vote in his life. Didn't deserve it last year. He started like he should have, but then obviously that play calling and then the whole second half of the season really sucked. Hopefully he can get it back on pace. Chris Carson should be healthy. They still got Rashad Penny. He's coming back. I think he can maybe be an okay number 2.
Travis Homer.
Hey, I saw that guy run, Travis Homer. That guy can ball.
Yeah.
Him and DJ Dallas, not bad. Like that RB room, not so bad. Obviously, the monster, the Adonis freak, the 200 and probably 230, 225 pound, 1% body fat DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
Just an absolute tank. Him and Tyler Lockett.
You talking about Dwayne yet?
Haven't talked about Dwayne Eskridge, if that's who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Let me lay it on me, Dwayne Eskridge.
Oh, he's awesome rookie, right? But he's already on the PUP list, so hopefully it's not terrible for him.
He's so bad at drafting 1st-round picks.
Oh,
I love Schneider and Carroll, but they're first the whole time.
So yeah, so Dwayne Eskridge, good rookie, good running back room where we have Chris Carson. Hopefully, Rashad Penny steps up. Travis Homer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so their defense, as long as they re-sign everybody, they're supposed to. Who is it? A left tackle and
Dwayne Brown wants a new contract. He's like 36. So I don't know how much left he has in the tank, but he's still he's still good. But 36, and you want what, another 2 years? Like that's tough. They have Gabe Jackson they traded for. Damian Lewis, actually young and good. Ethan Posich in the middle. Hopefully stays healthy, but I think he's already hurt still. And then I think it's supposed to be Cedric Agbuye. Can't never pronounce that guy's name right. He's already hurt, so Brandon Shell might be starting right tackle. I think he started most of the year last year there. If they can hold up, their line's been the problem that's so often, but they're gonna need it to be that good run blocking with Tom Cable. I don't know if he's still even there, but the run blocking was good before, and I guess that was their philosophical difference. So hopefully, big season in ahead for Chris Carson and the rest of the RB room. The big questions though on this team are defense. Defense was torched last year for the first half. The second half they kind of tightened up a little bit. That trade with Carlos Dunlap was actually amazing. He was night and day coming over from Cincinnati, and they still have him. So I'm really, really happy about that. Puna Ford's still there. I think he can be a little bit of a difference maker. Obviously, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams. Those are the two mainstays on the defense. I was kind of hoping they would sign KJ Wright again, the Spider. He's phenomenal no matter where he ends up.
Yeah, he hasn't signed yet, right?
I know. I thought he was going to sign with the Raiders because he had a meeting with them, but he hasn't signed yet. I would love to see KJ Wright back in Seattle. That guy is unbelievable. Whatever team gets him, you're lucky. Jamal Adams holding in for a new contract. Russell Wilson wants to reconstruct his contract so that they can sign Brown and Adams. That'd be lovely. You know, also because Wilson is supposed to like, oh, I want to trade him doing his whole deal to keep the team together. Maybe a little signs of better things happening in the future. Quandre Diggs, big safety. Love him. DJ Reed, I think, is going to take another step. Marquise Blair still there. They signed him in the second or drafted him in the second round, I think, last year. LJ Collier, first round pick, but I don't know how he's going to be doing.
Don't forget, highest drafted quarterback on the team, Geno Smith.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, second round, first pick.
Yeah.
I think. Hey, honestly, as a backup, I'm not complaining. That as a Bruges. Sorry, we're watching the Lions Samps, and they just missed a 25-yard. Yamasaki missed a 25-yarder for a Rouge. And if you don't know what a Rouge is, it means if you miss the uprights and you kick it out of the end zone, that's 1 point. That's how Canadian football works.
Check it out. We know.
More you know.
So now, finally, the last team in the NFC East. My fourth. West. My fourth. Your fourth. Arizona Cardinals.
Sure.
So incredible offense, but they are now shoring up their defense. So let's talk. I'm going to talk about their defense first. So they just brought in J.J. Watt, J.J. Swat. Still have Chandler Jones.
What a tandem.
Oh, yeah. Malcolm Butler, hero for the Patriots.
That guy. You had to say it. You had to rip open that one.
Budda Baker is a very good safety.
Love Budda Baker.
Yep. And still have the Thompson. Don't think they're related, Deontay and Jalen Thompson, but they're the safeties. Oh, okay. I meant brother-wise. But, yeah, so they're probably related. You're right. And then they have an amazing offense. You want to talk about their offense?
Okay, so it all started with Cliff Kingsbury. And even though we just took a quarterback, we're going to take a quarterback again, Kyler Murray. And he is a baller. Absolute baller. This guy could throw. This guy could run. I think he's going to continue to keep making those steps. And such an elusive quarterback. And just how many yards did he run for last year? Got to be 1,000.
He got hurt near the end.
So he didn't hit 1,000?
I don't know if he hit what he hit.
It's got to be up there, though. And just his talent mixed in with the talent that I have around, especially the wide receiver, like DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, you have him as your number one wide receiver. I won't argue with you. He can put up the AJ Green just came in. Christian Kirk is still there. They had Chase Edmonds I had last year. I think he might be the guy, but they also signed James Conner.
Yeah, I think he's the guy. Connor already has COVID.
Does he?
Him, Darrell Daniels, Andy Isabella got it. So they're all in protocol because of close contact.
Okay. Andy Isabella, a big speedster too. Like they can go 5 wide anytime they want. And that's a Kingsbury kind of thing anyway. And just I don't know how you stop that with Murray and his running ability, and then you have 5 out with these names. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Max Williams, is he new in
he.
Arizona?
I don't know.
He's
They had a guy
Baltimore.
last year. I want to say his name was Andy 2 or something, but he's
Okay.
on the Panthers now.
All right.
What was his name? Bugging me.
They just also got Rodney Harrison from.
Oh, it was
the-
Dan Andrews. Oh shoot,
Yeah, that's his name. Dan Andrews.
that's the tight end.
Yeah. Dan Andrews. Shout out Dan Andrews.
So, anyways, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, good running backs to have, right?
Tito Smith in that room too. Was on the Falcons before.
Mhm.
Not bad. Decent player. I think they got some talent on offense. Let's be real. Defense though.
Yeah. They're up
I
and
mean,
coming. I think they just grabbed big names and hopefully they work out. Yeah.
Sure, JJ's obviously JJ Watt. They drafted Zayvon Collins. I think that's going to be a big play.
It
Obviously,
was
still
Dan
said Chandler
Arnold.
Jones. Dan
Yeah,
Arnold.
I had him for one of my Draft King
Arnold.
wins. So that was good.
Yeah, and Buda Baker, Malcolm Butler. This team, very good. It's going to be a hell of a ride in the NFC West, and I can't wait to watch that.
Amazing. Exciting. And now let's move on to something more exciting. NFC South.
NFC South.
So unfortunately, we have probably one of the best teams since they just won the Super Bowl. My number one's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sure. I have the Bucks at number 1 as well. I don't think there'll be anybody on the planet that would have the other 3 teams above the Bucks. I think like even if you're biased, you gotta say, okay, it's probably still the Bucks. Let's be real here. I mean, Tom Brady is just he's the GOAT. I hate to say it. He's they kept everybody somehow. They kept literally the exact same team. And
Added some more.
yeah, and the one quote that stuck out to me last year, I can't remember exactly. Fuck, who was it? It wasn't Arians, but it was some. They were saying that they didn't really start clicking as a team until after the bye, like week 8, week 9, and then from there on, they maybe lost like 1 game, and they're just like, "Fuck, we want this to keep going." Like it brought the whole band back together, and it's just going to be them again. Now, Father Time going to catch up to Tom? I don't know. Maybe. Is 41 different than 42? Is 42 different than 43? He's going to play till at least 45. He probably fucking can because he's Tom Brady. But the Bucks team is silly good. I mean, you still got Chris Godwin. You got Mike Evans. Ronald
Antonio
Jones is
Brown.
still there. Antonio Brown's still there. Yeah. They got- their defense is still unbelievable.
So defense, Ndamukong Suh, one of the best.
Stomp. Donkey
Vita
Kong
Villa, Jason
Jason
Pierre-Paul,
Pierre-Paul with 2 fingers.
Devontae David,
Devin White is a beast.
Shaq Barrett, Antoine Winfield.
One of the best players under 25. Sean Murphy Bunting made a ton of plays last year. I remember watching, was absolutely fantastic. Their team, like top to bottom, is
And even their running back room now. So Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, but
Playoff
they
Lenny,
also
dude.
have Gio Bernard now, C.J. Procyse, and Keyshawn Vaughn.
Old
Yeah,
Seahawk.
yeah. So
They got somebody there. They have 5 running backs.
there's also someone named Troy Maine Pope, but
Oh, Tremaine Pope.
yeah.
He's a Ram. But, anyway, I mean, the whole team. So Gronk, OJ Howard still there, Cameron Brate. That team, Scotty Miller, team. This team is insane, and it's silly how they kept it all together. And there's no way you can hammer the Bucks. Go to your local bookie, hammer the Bucks. They're gonna win the NFC South.
Yeah, and their division. The
A
only
little
one
lack.
that might surprise is Panthers. We'll see how their new QB works. Unfortunate for the Saints, I think they were the closest ones, but a bunch of stuff happened with their injuries. So
And lost Drew Brees.
yeah, and losing Drew Brees is big.
So who's okay? We have Bucks number 1. Who do you have
So my number
then?
two is the Saints.
Okay, so I have the Saints as well.
Okay. So Saints unfortunately lost Michael Thomas, but they still have one of the best running backs in the league. In oh my goodness, what's his name?
That's Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. My bad. Brain fart there. So Alvin Kamara, and of course one of the best backups would be Latavius Murray, and they signed Devontae Freeman.
They have a three-headed monster there in New Orleans.
Ty Montgomery's still there. Former running back, tight end.
Slash wide
Or
receiver
wide
slash
whatever.
yeah, he was amazing. Honestly, the Packers, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not big on Devontae Freeman because he couldn't even take over after
Giants.
Barkley got hurt. So whatever, we'll see. Taysom Hill, I don't know. We'll see who's starting him or Jameis. If it's Jameis, you're gonna have a lot of passes, a lot of interceptions, and a lot of touchdowns. If you have Taysom Hill, you're gonna have a huge, just game controlling runner / handoffer / short passer. So
He's a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
we'll see what happens there.
Now, do you think so? You say, I know Michael Thomas wants to be traded. He hasn't left the Saints yet.
No, but he's still gonna be hurt till at least midway through the season.
All that I thought he was only gonna miss a few
Yeah,
weeks. He's missing half the season.
maybe that is a few weeks. I don't know. I want to say 7 or 8's in my mind.
Okay, I'm gonna look. Oh, it says projecting him to miss the first 5 games of the season. So that's tough. I mean, like you're getting max 12 games if he comes back on time. Now he could be a difference maker. That's a guy that you could probably take a flyer on, but you probably had him like a top 10 wide receiver at minimum, even with
Yeah.
Jameis Winston.
Oh yeah, so he dropped a good bit. But that's their offense. They're pretty good. Tight end is Adam Trautman is the new up and
But
comer
they
there.
also have Nick Vannett, who was on the Seahawks before, and I'm a big fan of Nick Vannett. I think he'll be serviceable for the Saints, but it does look like Trautman's going to be taking that lead spot.
Yeah, and then their defense, Jordan Cameron, really awesome player. Jordan Cameron. I saw that episode in the league.
Oh yeah, they're pointing between the middle of them. That guy.
Demario Davis, former Jet.
Malcolm Jenkins still there.
Malcolm Jenkins.
He's
old.
49. Yeah,
He was quite good for
he's
the
only 33. But
Phillies. but-
he feels like he's been in the league for 49 years.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, still good. But yeah, they were a very good defense last year. I think they're still gonna be top 10 this year, but we'll see how much
Well,
quarterbacks come into play. I think
how many if Winston throws for 30 interceptions again, then
not
that
good.
defense-
That's exactly what I was gonna say. So if Taysom Hill is the quarterback, very good defense. If Winston's the quarterback, I'm gonna say top 20. Maybe not that bad, but
Now,
not
I've seen a
someone
lot
to
of
play.
things out of Winston, kind of like just from his press con. I haven't seen him play, but his press conferences, he seems a little more level-headed. Also, did say that Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray were a good a condom instead of tandem. Said yeah, good condom. And hey, we all want to practice safe sex here,
Oh,
but
jeez.
to the tandem, yeah. Just throwing this name in at the QBs, not this year, but Ian Book. They drafted him late this year in the draft. He was a guy that I actually made some money off of. His projection in the draft was like 6th round. They had like 2 230 or something like that. I think he's a guy that could potentially take over that leading role. Not this year, but in upcoming years or so. Remember Ian Book, but also Trevor Simeon also in that quarterback room.
Nice. Wow.
You want another starter?
Yeah.
The Broncos.
Well, speaking of, just came in my head. I wanted to say it, but I forgot. But Chris Streveler, former CFL guy, still in Arizona. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's still there for now. We'll see what happens. But that's about it for the Saints. I think talked about their big D.
Sure.
So next on my list is Carolina. Same with you.
You agree
Okay.
on this one too, Dan?
Agree on this one too. So I'm going to start off with the receiver room. So DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson did amazing last year. Both very highly, very good players. Performed very well. I'll try and get the word perform in there somehow. But they also drafted a really good receiver that I'm very high on. But we'll see if they can support all these players and Terrace Marshall.
Terrace Marshall
Jr. So he is apparently doing very well, impressing a lot of people. But apparently, Sam Darnold's struggling, they're saying, in camp.
Really?
Yeah, they said he had a really bad day. I think it was yesterday.
No. Oh, so maybe it isn't the Jets. Maybe it is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I still have faith. We'll see. You can't go wrong when you also have Christian McCaffrey. Is he good? I think he's good.
I thought it was actually pronounced McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. Could be McCaffrey.
I don't know. He only played like 2 games. I didn't even see him last year. He was just like, oh, God.
Yeah, so he's coming back, ready to go. But they also drafted Chuba Hubbard, Canadian.
What a fucking name. Chuba Hubbard. That just
So I
rolls
think
right
he's
off
going to
the
be a
tongue.
really good backup for him.
Little change of pace.
Yeah, if he was anywhere else, I think he might start. So
Definitely a chance. But I mean, Run CMC, guy's a fucking phenom.
Yes.
It's just staying on the field, dude, and you're just take him first, and you're not going to be mad.
Absolutely. Consensus number one.
Yeah.
Struggling with words today.
That's okay.
Defense,
Words are hard.
nothing to, I don't know.
No, I mean, it's
Call
okay.
home
JC
though.
Horn. I think JC Horn's going to be a good, great player.
Shaq Thompson's been there for a very long time.
Or Hasten Reddick. I think wasn't he on the Cardinals? I'm pretty sure he was. Got him. It's gonna be hit and miss with the Panthers. But Matt Rule, I think he was one of the rookie head coaches that really impressed me last year. And I think Matt Rule's gonna take on a next level. I kind of in Sam Darnold, I guess, good to kick the tires on, but I know Carolina was one of those teams that were maybe going to trade for Deshaun Watson, depending on what was going on with his investigation. And okay, so hypothetically, Dan, tell me what you think the Panthers would do, how they would do if they had Deshaun Watson on this team instead of Sam Darnold.
I think that'd be amazing stuff, but it would have been settled by now, unfortunately, Connor. If they had him with the limited amount of players he even had in Houston, he did amazing. He was still a very productive quarterback and an awesome fantasy guy to have. If he was on Carolina, man, the dump offs to Christian McCaffrey, that's a whole lot better than David Johnson. The receiver room of DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and now Terrace Marshall. Oh, tight end, I like Dan Arnold. He was very good in Arizona, very quiet because of the fact that the Cardinals like to run and launch the ball. That was their run and shoot, I guess you want to call it. And they still have Ian Thomas on the team as well. So just all these weapons for him would just be fantastic. They would be on the field a lot.
Hey, shout out Dan Arnold, your boy.
Very high productive team that would be, but I really don't see him playing the league again.
How can you trade for Watson right now, though, with everything that's going on? And they're still asking for what, like 5 high picks or something and 2 starters? Like, it's something silly.
They should probably settle by now, but who knows?
You think so? Or what case? You're Jack Easterby. You're a God-fearing man, Dan. And somebody comes to you with We're gonna get a first this year and a decent starter for Watson. And
Yeah,
just,
you take it. You take
so?
a 6th round pick for Watson at this point. He's
Sixth-round
done.
pick.
If these 22 women didn't settle yet, he's got no chance.
Only 22, Dan? I thought it was up to 50. or
Maybe.
something.
I didn't keep track.
How many masseuses does Deshaun Watson have?
At least 22.
Yeah, at least.
All right, last division. Best
NFC
division in football.
North.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's up there. Hey, there's
Yeah,
a lot of diehards in this division.
diehards and some real I don't know,
Idiots too.
some good defenses, some good offenses. We'll see how they mix this year.
Okay, so in NFC North, it really was all up in the air going into the offseason. You never really knew what was going to happen. A little more clarity now for at least this season. My number one team going into the season is the Green Bay Packers.
Yep, absolutely. Me too.
I think with Aaron Rodgers for sure playing at least this season with the Green Bay Packers, basically the band's all back together, almost kind of like the Bucks. They should make another run for the Super Bowl. And anytime you have an angry Aaron Rodgers, really should be getting MVP out of him. But him, Devontae Adams, MVS is still there. Aaron
Who they
Jones,
traded
an
for?
absolute monster. Lay it on me.
Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's back.
And he's taking all of his salary.
Yeah, so
And that was strictly because A-Rod wanted that.
it's he definitely asked for that. Maybe Randall Cobb's comeback player of the year that way. I don't know. Yeah.
The fantasy, but throw him in the flex.
Yeah, he's
All I want is that one Bears kid that was just like, no, Randall Cobb again, and then just like, no, it was like 2 minutes left in the game, and he's like running 80 yards, like throws the blanket over top him, looked like Trader crying, Pussy Patrol, just fucking, no, Randall Cobb, just. And that's what's gonna happen this year. Kick the tires on Randall Cobb, put him in your flex, set and forget.
Yeah, so that's the receiver room, but running back room, I wouldn't say it's better just because of Devontae Adams, but it's pretty up there. Like Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, incredible 1-2.
That guy's got quads
Yeah.
for days, tree trunks for legs, dude. AJ Dillon, and Jamal Williams is gone, right?
Yes, he's in Detroit. Talk about him later.
Or
But
Williams.
so it really makes me wonder why they signed Aaron Jones. Maybe just because they were set everywhere else. But he's obviously a very good running back, but so is AJ Dillon. So maybe they're just gonna do the 1-2 thing like they did with Jamal Williams. I'm a little weary on Aaron.
Series. I remember watching some Packers games last year. I was a big fan of throwing 3 touchdowns or more on Aaron Rodgers. That hit multiple times last year, and the odds were spicy. So that was one of the things that I did a lot. And as I was watching, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams were taking series. It was one each, very split. And I think that Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon could do the exact same thing. Though Aaron Jones would likely maybe vulturing a couple touchdowns. I think he had 18 the year before last.
Yeah.
I think that last year he had 1 million, and then the year before he had like 18. Led the league.
Yeah, so it's gonna be tough, I think, to predict the running back room, and even Aaron Jones does have an injury history now, so we'll see what happens there. But good thing Aaron Rodgers is back. Yes,
You wanna
make sure you
handcuff
that. But if Aaron Rodgers was not here, I don't think I would be putting them first. He is back.
He makes a big difference, and also you don't know exactly what you're gonna get out of Jordan Love.
Absolutely. So we have a very good defense too. So they shocked me last year with a good defense.
They play hard, dude. Some would say savage.
Yeah, I always go back to that Tennessee game because I watched it so intently because of fantasy reasons. But with just Rashawn Gary and Zadarius Smith just for 2 players, they just killed it that game. And
Big Kenny Clark guy is
Oh,
a
yeah.
nose tackle. And
good in the backfield.
Adrian Amos.
Yes, I was gonna say him. Kevin King, just very solid all around. Nothing to whiff at. I don't know if that's even a saying. They're a good defense. Don't sleep on them. It's no longer just the Bears.
You already said Jair Alexander. He is a fantastic corner. Yeah, if he stays healthy, it's him and Ramsey for me, to be honest.
Oh, geez, yeah, Alexander. I didn't even say him, but no, he is probably the best there. He's amazing. The like was it like no receptions against him for like the
Oh,
first whatever games?
something silly. It was like in baseball terms, Corbin Burns like striking out 40 batters before walking a guy. Like, it was just absolutely insane.
Nuts, not so. But yeah, so very good team. Um, have the lineman back, but I think Bakhtiari is already hurt, so we'll see what happens there.
A-Rod, that golf cart. How great was that?
So I don't know. Maybe their line is bad, but it doesn't matter when you have A Rod and such good running backs. So
And in that gold zone, not the red zone. You get in the gold zone, and they're like the best in the league. They knew it for sure. It was like 88%. They came out with a touchdown. It was insane.
yep, and get the discount double check. And who do you have for number 2 in this division?
Dude, Dan, I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was big on them as Super Bowl contenders last year, but then injuries happened, and
Yeah. Plus, also, I think a lot of games they played later in the day, and we all know Kirk Cousins is a 1 p.m. guy.
that's why they call him 1 p.m. Kirk.
That's his name for sure. So I mean, the staple of their offense, Dalvin Cook, that guy can really cook up something special, without a doubt.
Wah, wah.
Run just runs through everyone, but you can't sleep on Adam Thielen, can't sleep on Justin Jefferson. You can't even sleep
Oh
on
yeah,
Irv Smith Jr. But
me
loves
too.
me some Irv Smith. But after the two wide receivers, Thielen and Jefferson, I don't know exactly who's going to be stepping up. It's kind of an issue for me. I also I do love Justin Jefferson. I don't know how big his ceiling is after what he just did. I don't know if he's gonna. I think that's probably where he's gonna be ending up. I don't know if he's gonna take that next step after that. I mean, hopefully he proves
Hard
me
to
wrong.
beat is the problem.
That's what it is. Yeah, really, it is. You're probably looking at some regression in year two, and Thielen kind of he's getting up there a little bit. So I don't know exactly how the team's gonna come around, but the defense still looking pretty good. I mean, he's still got Harrison Smith, obviously a staple back there. Anthony Barr can really bang some bodies. Eric Kendricks can bang some bodies. Danielle Hunter's really good. Michael Pierce is really good. Xavier Woods, I get sure. Patrick
Yep,
Peterson they
brought
just
him in.
brought in.
Harrison Smith's still there. Rashad
It just
Breeland.
this team
Yep,
can
very good.
absolute
So I think was it the whole linebacker core that was hurt last year? Something like
probably
that,
something like that.
right? So that was the problem, and they're back. Hopefully good, but they got to contend with Green Bay at full force. So let's see what happens. And there's also the third team in the NFCs for me, or not NFC North
Or
for me, that has a really good D too. So and an up and coming quarterback. So let's see what happens with my third team, the Chicago Bears.
oh Bears.
Is that who you have?
I was holding that in for so long. That was like Will Ferrell, like blah. The
Is
Bears.
that who you had too?
I did have the
Yeah,
Bears number
Detroit
3.
just lost too much.
Or did they gain too little?
Yes, true.
Some might say. Like
Yeah, I don't
Jared
know
Goff.
what that was about, but it's a good thing they franchise tagged
Touchdown
Allen.
Michael Riley, it looks like, for the BC Lions, taking a 10-4 lead against the Stamps.
Yeah, so Allen Robinson franchise tagged an up and comer Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
They
Mooney,
also have
for
Marquise
sure.
Goodwin from San Fran. Injury history though. And running backs David Montgomery, and they signed Damian Williams from Kansas City. So maybe he's a change of pace. We'll see.
They still got the joystick there, right?
No,
Oh, Tariq Cohen's gone?
Tariq Cohen is not there. I do not know where he is. Oh, he's hurt. That's why.
Okay.
He's bad injury. I had him last year, I think. Hoping for the injury didn't happen.
Okay, so you're the Bears coach. You're Matt Nagy, and you got Andy Dalton, who you had apparently said is you're going to start. But you also got Justin Fields, who fell into your lap. And I had heavy money on Justin Fields going third, where Trey Lance went. And they passed him up, and the Bears ended up grabbing him at 8. What do you think happened? They still have Big Dick Nick too.
Yeah, they do.
What do you
Nick
think
Foles
happened?
too.
B-room.
I think they start Andy Dalton, and Justin Fields comes in this year. I think it's the same situation. You don't have to rush him. You have the defense to carry you, and you don't want to put him to the dogs, right?
I'm gonna go opposite with you, Dan. I think if I'm Matt Nagy and I can't remember the GM's name right now, Ryan Pace. Is that right? Can you fact check this as I'm talking? Anyway,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure they are both on their last years of their contract. And I think this is why they wanted to go all out for Russell Wilson when that trade hole thing happened, because you're sitting at your last little bit of the contract. You kind of, and you've been that on that teeter totter of what are we going to do? I think you need to make something happen. I think Justin Fields is that guy. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to win you any games. And I think if you start Andy Dalton and you start losing games, your ass is gone. You're going to get fired. I think they start Justin Fields week 1.
That's a very good opinion and analysis right there. Can't go wrong with that. I'm convinced.
Also, shout out Cole Kmet. They drafted him not too long ago, a tight end. I think he's going to take over. I think Jimmy Graham's still in the picture, but
Yes.
the guy's old and his knees are almost as bad as mine are. So Cole Kmet, I remember him had some catches, big body. Like you said, Mooney's there, Allen Robinson's still there, Marquise Goodwin there. They got some talent. Khalil Mack, obviously, Roquan Smith, Eddie Jackson, Tashawn Gibson. They got cats involved.
Yeah,
the
Khalil
Bears.
Mack's okay.
He's all right. I mean,
And still Robert Quinn, Dane Trevathan.
do you think looking back on it, Khalil Mack was worth that trade?
I think so.
Do you think the Raiders got the better of it?
Raiders got their asses kicked because of that trade. You kidding me? That was a terrible trade.
Okay, so okay. No, I think what the picks they've made because of it, probably not so much. But I don't know. What did they get out of it? 2 firsts? Go back to that trade. They got 2 firsts. No, you're right. He's such a disruptor. Yeah. Let's be
All
real.
right,
It's
so
cool.
2019, 2020 first round picks, and a 6th and a 3rd.
Okay, yeah, it's cool, Mac. I thought it was like a 2 firsts, a second, and like a third
But
and something.
also the Raiders gave a 2nd pick and a 5th pick.
Okay, no, it's Mac. It's Mac. Yeah. The Bears.
Yeah. Just amazing.
The Bears easy, I think. At number 3, maybe a number 2. Depending on what happens with the Vikings, but the Bears I think solidly in number 3, and bring up the rear with our last team that we're going through. Probably gonna rival the Houston Texans and probably the Pittsburgh Steelers with last place in the whole NFL. The Detroit Lions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a piece, man. The Detroit Lions, new coach Dan Campbell. Fucking love that guy. Absolutely electric. Gonna bite the kneecaps off of the team as you're going up and as you're going down. Dan, did you catch that? We're coming up. We're biting kneecaps. You're gonna. Oh, you might knock us down, but we're taking down kneecap too. Just kneecaps are flying everywhere. Dude drinks 2 extra large coffees with espresso shots. Say that again. Espresso shots in his coffee before practice, equivalent of 11 Red Bulls. I think this team's ready to run through a wall from, but the wall's going to win. And they're probably going to end up about 3-14. And it's all because they got Jared Goff.
Yeah, so they're not really giving him much. Running backs are probably the best thing here with DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams, I think, will be a tandem. Jamal Williams
Condom?
is a nice condom for the Detroit Lions. Jamal Williams is always in there, no matter what, no matter how good Aaron is.
I think they don't need the condom because the Lions aren't going to score.
Yeah, and that's a tough running back to pick because they're not going to be in the red zone a lot, I assume, when you just have Rashad Perriman, Tyrell Williams, and is St. Brown? Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown is on that team.
USC, I think. He was actually one of my favorite. I think he's drafted like second or third round. I think that's actually a decent pickup by the Lions. But I mean, your top wide receivers probably Brashad Perriman. Honestly,
Yeah.
uh, we all know he can ball out in London, at least, but not every game for the Lions is in London.
Yeah.
If you want to highlight some key players, I mean Frank Ragnow, probably one of the best centers in the league. He just got a hefty contract, I think, this offseason. Just drafted Penei Sewell. I think he's a big kneecap biter, Dan Campbell said. Got Michael Brockers there. But other than that, man, Jeff Okuda is finally going to be healthy.
Yeah. Jamie Collins. Yeah. That's
But
about
this
it.
team's
They're past their
looking-
prime.
Yeah, it's looking pretty lackluster for the Detroit Lions. And I think like many Detroit professional teams, they'll probably finish last, like the Pistons, like the Tigers,
Red Wings.
like yeah, what a shithole city apparently for sports teams. But I also look across from Windsor time to time and just like, wow, yeah, no, that is a shithole. Detroit doesn't deserve that. I'm just absolutely shit. The teams are bad. That's all.
Yes. So that was the NFC. Are
Okay,
you
Dan.
excited for NFL season?
I'm super excited. Okay, so Dan, give me your NFC Championship, AFC Championship predictions. What do you think's
Oh.
gonna happen?
This is a pickle. I might as well just pick the easy ones.
Want me to go first?
Yeah. You go ahead.
I take the easy one or the harder one.
No, you pick. You say them both.
Okay, fine. For the for the AFC Championship, I'm gonna go Chiefs Bills.
Chiefs Bills.
I think
Wow.
I think that's the matchup everybody kind of wants to see. I think they both have the talent to get there, and I mean you can't go wrong with the Chiefs. I mean they're just that good. They're gonna end up there again, whether you like it or not. Maybe a bigger difference. I'm in the NFC Championship. I'm actually gonna go Rams Packers. No Bucks in there for me. I'm a big fan of the Rams. I think they're gonna make it out of the NFC West. And in my Super Bowl, I have Chiefs over Rams.
Wow, that's big. Just for fun, I'm gonna go pick my number one in the NFC West. So the San Fran 49ers are gonna be playing the Tampa Bay Bucks.
NFC Championship.
Yeah.
That's a great game. I like that. a
Yeah,
lot.
and then I'm gonna say San Fran wins that one. And then in the AFC, we are going to have the Kansas City Chiefs. Nonsense. Versus
Blasphemy.
the.
Just say the Bills. We all know it's the Bills.
It's not the Bills. I'm stuck between Cleveland Browns and Tennessee Titans.
You don't even have the Browns as your top in the AFC North.
They just gotta make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go Browns against KC, and this time they win. This time Browns
Coach
win.
Dad anytime.
And then Browns beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Browns beat the Cleveland. You're getting your next championship thanks to LeBron.
Yep.
LeBron.
Yep, coming back to Cleveland.
What a
Book it.
Super Bowl. What
Book
a
it.
Super Bowl. The Browns winning the Super Bowl for Dan the Beef. But I mean, lifelong Browns fan. So kid, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Browns for him, Chiefs for me. Those are our projections for the NFL season. We'll dive deeper into the fantasy purposes in our next episodes. We'll see you there at the corner.